What's up guys, it's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy trying to bring you some down-to-earth content. Welcome back to my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today we are watching episode 34, The Power to Avenge. Now, I apologize for the lack of Let's Watch series uploads last week. I wanted to put 100% focus and determination and effort into finally finishing episode 2 of my Reflect and Review Naruto series, and just the sheer amount of hours it took to write notes, record, edit, and upload a 68 episode, 2-hour long podcast video on that discussion it took over a week to just finish. 5 days alone just to write notes and get my thoughts together, and then 2 hours recording, 2 hours editing, an hour uploading. I wanted to get that out of the way since I put it off for way too long. Now I'm going back into bulk recording so much of my Let's Watch series, so be on the lookout for multiple episodes, I hope, this week. To get back into Hunter x Hunter, The Power to Avenge. Interesting title. Who is avenging and what are they avenging? Because last episode was Killua going up against his opponent of the three fucking stooges, and that guy not showing up because Killua, you know, Dark Side came out, knife to the throat, said, never mess with us again. No show. Killua got his first win, but Gon still registered to fight, so I'm pretty sure we're just going to be watching Gon go up against his opponents of the three stooges and seeing how that plays out. So I'm excited to see that. We're getting into action again. After last episode was more chill. We got the 2 Hisoka episodes, then we lulled into a more chill episode last. Now we're getting back to the action. So without any further talking, let's get into this shit right here. So Hunter x Hunter, episode 34, The Power to Avenge, in 3, 2, 1. Let's watch, shall we? Let's go. Been so long, even though it's only been a week, it feels like forever. I miss this, I miss you all. Let's get back into this. Gon-chan is fighting. Find 3 more chumps. The newbie crushers, I think they're called. Floor master. Get all the wealth and glory to set me up for the rest of my life. Sure. Oh! Oh, I was like, I thought he got defeated. Why is he speaking so confidently? But it's just a recap from last episode. Make a sound and I'll kill. Leave us alone. Yeah, don't break word against Killua. Like I was saying in my discussion, I feel like that's very, very important to him. Look at that face. What a pussy. All word, no talk, no action. Never show your filthy face again. Look at that smirk. Look at those eyes. He's enjoying this shit. That's the dark side to Killua we've known. Underhanded tactics become a floor master. But then on the other hand, Gon is concentrating on improving his net and growing stronger. He has his battle with Sadaso, the same guy that gave up. His eyes reflect his underworld affiliations. Do they know who Killua is? The second he looked at me, I felt a difference in strength that made me realize my help. Yep. You got nomad. Like, this ain't no arena shit. This is, I will kill you. Yep. Both of them are not normal kids. Is this guy giving up? I'm gonna disappear because I don't want to die. Yeah. 2 friends? Fuck you. I'm out. Sorry, guys. You're on your own. And then there were 2. Monster Truck Guy and Little Red Riding Bane. That's your first mistake. 10 victories in the 200s when you win the right to be challenged a floor master and then go to the Battle Olympia. You can lecture, serve as an advisor, or start a new martial art. Wow, okay, so there's a lot of benefits to it. Yeah, you can just live off the title alone that you reach floor master for the rest of your life. Look at the tires on that. That's just absurd. Ooh, oh, he found your ass. Ooh! It's irrelevant what your power is. Oh! That was cold. That was slick. I'll kill you in your sleep, motherfucker. When you're taking a shit. If I was them, I've already taken one. Oh, look at that violin sound. Oh, man. He ain't no regular kid. Ooh. If there were no rules, you'd be donezo. It's the only thing saving you right now. You're gonna giggle at that? Okay. Wait, what was gonna be the unfair fight? What cheating were they gonna do? They didn't go up against... I forget, did Killua register to fight them too, or only Gon registered to fight those two? Zushi's face. June 2nd. Yeah, so Gon won against Sadaso. So now he's registered to fight on his day, I believe. He's fighting Gido again. Rematch. Riehlvelt. The wheelchair guy. Yep, rematch fight. Now you know. But what if he's gonna pull out different stops? I would still want advice. Ooh, fishing pole. Fishing pole. I want to see him go back. Fishing pole days against Hisoka during the Hunter exam. Back in his element. How is he going to use it, though? I'm confused. That has to be so weird to see, like, just a kid with a fishing pole. I keep forgetting it's a points and KO system. No time limit. Okay. Look at that speed. Hell yeah. Tornado top. Are we going to see new moves out of him, or is it going to be the same shit we saw before? But now Gon knows. And don't get rid of your aura this time. Do you now? Opposite of a yo-yo. Wrap that fishing pole, stop him in his place. Oh, there we go again. Shotgun blues. Look at that aura around him. This technique is nothing like battle. Oh, so it's different. Now they're aiming at you. Hell yeah, he's learned this time. Nani? And all these people don't know what the fuck Nen is. And are just... That's what makes me laugh. These people are paying tickets to not even know what the fuck's going on. Oh, it's already been 2 months. Okay. Good for the time awareness. Yeah, he's been training. What have you been doing? You're pulling out the same stops with the same tops. Oh, it was Ren. Okay. Psychological damage. That's a weird... I feel like that might be a translation issue. Psychological doesn't seem like the correct word. My turn now. He'll try to snag... Yeah, that's what I'm assuming he'll do. Which meaning it's not going to happen. So my guess is wrong. Oh, he's gonna grab the pole and flip him. He's gonna grab the spin top part and just flip him. He's not gonna stop him spinning. He's gonna shoot him up in the air. No, he didn't miss. He's gonna whoocha. Nope. He knows what he's doing. Yep. Oh. Oh. Wait, what is he doing? What the fuck? I was not expecting that. He flipped the stadium. Not the stadium. He flipped the entire fucking tile. What the hell? Oh, punch him. Right hook. Right hook. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right in his mask. Hell yeah. Oh, he crushed the top. Dude. That's even colder. That's even more badass. He broke his prosthetic leg. Fuck your disability. Dog eat dog world. Hands bleeding. He don't care. He opened that 2-ton door. Flipping that tile don't mean nothing. Oh, yeah, you fuck with my friends, you're done. Dead. I'm done. Gon is cold. He flipped the entire tile. What fish hooks he using? I'd never have a fish come off ever again if I used the hooks he be using. He's impressed. Gon's gonna challenge him. He's gonna be like, okay, we'll do it. Let's do it. Hisoka's liking what he's seeing. I really want to see Killua's assassin guide come out. Like I said in my discussion, I don't want it to because Killua's trying to leave that part of his life as best he can. But when push comes to shove, when he's backed up in a corner, the teeth come out. His eyes reflected his underworld affiliations. They don't know what he is, but the fact that he's like, he's in some shit. Like, this ain't no normal kid. Is it really? You fight newbies. And you're only at the first 200 level. You've never even made it up past that. What do you mean this is your turf? You're on the same turf as 12-year-old kids. You ain't shit. And I want to know what floor Zushi's on. We haven't seen anything out of him. I want to see more of him. What's he gonna do? Yo! I have not seen... What the hell was that? This man has Star Wars Star Destroyer jets on his fucking wheelchair. Okay. Wait. That just said stored aura. They know what aura is? Dude, what? Now, they know what aura is? They know what Nen is. So everybody just... Dude, I'm confused now. Twin snakes. That looks... Okay. That was random. I wasn't expecting snakes to come out of a wheelchair. Song of Defense. With 2 whips. Oh. They're just whips. Look at his arms. But dude, she said stored aura in his wheelchair. So the announcers know what aura is, therefore they have to know what Nen is. And she's announcing that to the crowd, so they have to know what aura is and Nen is. Why does Wing make it sound like it's some super esoteric secret shit in the world? Huh. My whole perspective is completely flipped on its head now. Is it people know it exists, but next to nobody knows how to harness it? Kind of like in Star Wars, almost everybody knows what the Force is, but next to nobody knows how to actually utilize the Force or manipulate it or train. He just grabbed them shits out of midair. He's not a normal person. Just fling that motherfucker. You don't feel pain. Oh shit, they're electric. I feel bad, but that visual is sick. This man got tortured by his own family. He's fine. He's about to come out of this unfazed. Like, ooh, that tickled a little bit. 1 million volt current? Yeah, but isn't this Nen usage? Won't he be protecting himself? Oh, shit. I was right. I'm accustomed to electrical currents from the... Yep. This kid has been tortured. Yeah, it's 1 million volts, but I can bear 1,001 volts of pain. Yeah. Dude. Please catch me. What a pussy. Catch him with the... I'm flipping the script. He's been fried to a crisp. I love the way he says idiot in Japanese. Yep, just... And walks off with the hands in the pockets. Dude. So badass. Now, let's find Hisoka. Hisoka's definitely recruiting these guys. When he's out on the hunt to take over the Phantom Troop or wipe them out. These are his new friends he's talking about. These fruit are ripe. Oh, I forgot he has to fight Gon now. I forgot. He just got electrocuted with 1 million volts and now he has to fight Gon. Yeah, watching is boring. There you are. Gon has won. He's won, so he can challenge Hisoka now. Oh, that giggle and that smirk. He knows, yep, these fruit are ripe. They're going to be good for my team. Ooh. Killua has 3 wins, right? 3 wins now. Gon has 1 or 2? 2. So, okay. So now it's going to be... Now they're going to probably win 3-3. They're going to be tied 3-3. Oh, yeah. If Riehvelt loses here, he's gone. Started from beginning all the way on the first... I forget. If you lose... Do you have to start all the way down at the first floor? Or just you start with an 0-0 record? No fishing rod this time. Yeah, I feel like the fishing rod is going to conduct an electrical current. That's why as soon as the thunderstorm starts, I drop my pole and I get down to the ground when I'm fishing. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Is he going to flip that shit again? Dude, this guy's pure strength. Bro! Dude, he's such a badass. Just frisbee that shit to him. That's so weird. His rockets are powered by his own aura. Hello! He's straddling that man. When you try to escape, every fraction of a second counts. And since there isn't time to change direction, you're forced to move forward. This is a game of chess. Yep. Ah, my feet burn and just imagining that. That smile. Break his arms. Oh, we're adding to the broken arm list. I got more to my discussion to add more to the list this time. Break one arm, or did you break two? Am I adding to the list now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is he gonna die? Was he just playing him? Oh. Oh, he's foaming at the mouth. This guy's dead. Just kidding. Oh, that guy just... Oh my god. He blacked out from fear. Gon just sticking his tongue out. You can be adorable and a badass at the same time. Two best friends. So now they're tied 3-3. Now Hisoka's gonna be here. Challenge him. Where's Hisoka? Oh, there he is, boy. There he is. Slow clap. He's proud. The kid he's been watching since day one. You've won two, not just one. Challenge him. Pick a time and place. Hell yes. Punch him straight in the jaw, bro. Return that badge. Oh yeah, that music. Perfect time. I love the art style with these. That's so badass. Wallpaper. Their fight is beginning. We're getting into the shit now. Fuck yeah. So, let's discuss. This is what I'm talking about right here. This episode was sick. This episode was the shit. What the French would call a certain... I don't know what. We got the Hisoka matches riding on that high before, dipped us down into this calm lull last episode, then shot us right back up into this fucking sky high with this episode. Not one fight, not two fights. We got to see Gon fight twice, and we got to see Killua fight for the first time in the 200s, seriously displaying his powers we've really yet to see so far. It was a pleasant... I was pleasantly surprised because I must be dumb or deaf, as I didn't know Gon and Killua each registered to fight all three of them. I didn't know that's what last episode implied or conveyed. So a pleasant and welcome surprise to find out we were getting 3 total fights this episode. And that's what I love. They perfectly managed to fit in 3 fights that were each entertaining in their own right and riveting. Because looking at anime like, let's say, Dragon Ball and Naruto, they could never. One fight takes 3 episodes. We got 3 fights in 1 episode. But the episode obviously wasn't like, the episode wasn't slow whatsoever, obviously. But even better, it didn't feel rushed either. Right, perfect. No doubt, top favorite episode so far, maybe. Off the top of my head, at least, I want to say top 5, but maybe if I thought harder, there's possibly 5 better episodes. But the point being that this episode was fucking awesome. Not one single complaint out of my mouth this episode. And, oh yeah, before I begin, I just wanted to shout out and thank one of my viewers, Zach. What he did was super dope last week, commenting under a few of my old Hunter x Hunter videos with timestamps showing me examples of possible past Nen usage. Back when I didn't even know Aura or Nen was even a thing. Like, what were some of the examples? Oh, when we first met Hanzo, and I literally asked, why is this guy look like he's steaming and glowing? Kind of confirming maybe he's a Nen user. And 2 times with Chairman Netero, once in the hallway showing Netero using Ren perhaps, and then the other during the bout between Netero and Gon Killua, where Killua tries to kick out Netero's leg, but does no damage and hurts himself instead. Could be Netero using 10 there. Even if some aren't absolute fact or true uses of Nen if people disagree, I see them as cool examples, but also just really dope callbacks to the past. I thought it was really cool for him to show me and go through the time and effort to even do that. And I just always want to include you guys, my community, and active members in my content, mentioning you, shouting you out. I just want to make sure you know I value and I appreciate you here. So thanks, Zach, for that. That was actually really dope. So to get into the actual episode, we got Sadaso in the beginning. He runs away, doesn't show up to either Gon or Killua's fight, ditches his two comrades, just gave a big nope, I'm out of here. I choose life. What he saw was not normal and left him flushed with fear. He said Killua's eyes reflected his underworld affiliations. At first, I thought he meant he knew who Killua was, but there's no way. That just means those eyes. You look deep and long enough in someone's eyes, you can see who they are. They're passageways to the soul. And he saw someone who's been in the mud, in the dirt. He's part of the underworld, the dark of the dark. And that's not some shit he wants to even play with. Just overcome with despair, he said. Looked in his eyes. Second he looked at him, felt a difference in strength that made him realize he was helpless against him. Not worth it. Better to go into hiding and stay far away. And he tries to stress to his former partners it was a mistake to underestimate him. No normal kid Killua is. So please follow my lead. Go buy my book. Take my advice. I'm going to disappear. I don't want to die. You should do and think the same. But if you don't, just make sure you're fucking careful. Sadaso, he was dumb enough to not only register, but also break the promise he set with Killua, but at least redeemed himself a bit and was smart enough and had the wherewithal to know to leave and know he would die. Live another day. You were shown mercy. Don't take that for granted. You were given a second chance. Maybe we will see him again. Maybe he will try to grow stronger in return, perhaps. I don't know. I can equally see him as one of those characters we either never see again, and on the opposite side of the spectrum, one that may return in the future plot, stronger, who knows? You guys know. I don't know. But this character's name, I don't know if I'm going to even pronounce correctly. Riehlvelt? I think it's either R-E-I or R-E-I. R-E-I-L-V-E-L-T, Riehvelt or something. I don't fucking know. He's the worst one. Because even after the phone call, he still wants in because of the desire to be floor master. Get an entire floor to himself, and when you become a floor master, you can lecture, be an advisor, or start a martial arts school. Riehvelt is driven by materialism, by the ego. He values the image and the title and the fame he can gain for himself and the wealth more than he does his own life, apparently. Essentially, you can live off the title alone for the rest of your life, it seems, if you reach that level of floor master. But I don't really understand how, when the title of floor master can really be taken away from you as fast as it was given you. You can lose the title if you're defeated. So say you open up a martial arts school, become a lecturer or whatever, but if you lose, now you're just a fucking chump again. I don't want to go to no martial arts school run by a loser, let alone a newbie crusher who's paralyzed because this dumbass didn't protect himself or prepare himself for the initiation or reaching the 200th floor. Why do I want to go to that guy's school? And then you had Gido. I hate Gido still. But he's at least the smartest of the three stooges because it's obvious he was the hesitant and worried one. So you at least got a couple brain cells up in there. Kind of shaken, anxious of Killua, so he ain't fully stupid. Being scared means you ain't totally dumb. But he didn't leave either, and he was kind of just following Riehvelt's lead. And now look at him in hindsight. Should have ditched him like Sadaso said. And Killua showing up out of nowhere, completely silent, coming in from the shadows, didn't make a sound. They had no idea he was there, listening in on him. That's the shadow step, bruh. Assassin techniques. I love when that comes back. Riehvelt, all cocky, saying Killua doesn't know his power. Well, bro, you don't know Killua's power. You don't even know who he is. If you knew his last name, Zoldyck, might be speaking differently and in a much different tone, bruh. And Killua, it's irrelevant what your power is. Like I said in my Naruto discussion, that feeling you get when you get impatient and can't wait for people to find out the truth about someone, like their powers or their abilities or their strength, like when Sasuke witnessed Naruto literally summon the Gamabunta and the nine-tailed fox, and when he shadow clone jutsu'd himself like 100 times to protect Sakura, and that shocked look on his face, that's what I'm waiting for people to find out. Like Gon's power, Killua's power, even when Kurapika comes back. Like, I just can't. I get impatient waiting for someone to find out who Killua is, or at least learning he is more than just a not normal kid, but that he's an assassin. Like, I want people to find out the worst way that this kid can literally rip your heart out. Sadaso doesn't show up for his match against Gon, obviously, so gets his first win technically, but not a deserved win or earned win, obviously. But nonetheless, now Killua and Gon both have one win each. Killua is 1-0, Gon is 1-1. Training montage, of course, we're going to get timeline until the next matches begin. Another rematch, again, Gon up against Gido for the second match. But this time, Gon is much more well trained, has a game plan to go up against Gido and his wacky ass tops, and he's using his fishing pole now. He didn't take it the first time, bringing it with him this time. So cool to see just how fast Gon is, even more how fearless. That look on his face, dashing straight on for Gido in a beeline to get closer to him, stops because he knows this time around, with his pole, he can balance that line between close quarters and ranged combat now, since that was his disadvantage before with Gido, who had ranged attacks with his tops, but close quarters defense with his spinning, so there was no opportunity to actually get up and close and personal, which is where I feel like Gon really shines. Gido utilized his tops just like before, but they're different this time around. Now Gido can actually aim them at Gon. But just like Gido probably learned during the time between the two matches, Gon, obviously, as well as we've seen, trained a lot, learned a lot. He learned what Ren is and how to use it, and he does so right here, exerting a massive amount of his aura outwards right at the moment the tops would have impacted him. His aura is stronger, his Ren destroyed the tops. Poof. And my dumbass at first didn't know what Killua meant by psychological damage. I feel so stupid because upon second watch, it's so simple and clear and straightforward. I went over thinking like, wait, what's psychological damage? Like a Pokemon or some shit? I'm an idiot. Watching and thinking at the same time, I didn't really think what psychological meant. I wasn't thinking about the word well enough. My brain was thinking psychic, not psychological. I was thinking psychic powers, which confused me instead of just psychological powers. My bad. Obviously, Killua meant that Gon using Ren instead of just his fishing pole for that defensive counter was done to instill psychological damage like fear, doubt, get in Gido's head so he loses that confidence and gets uneasy, because once that happens, once that sits in somebody, when that edge is gone, you can take advantage. And I like how I predicted Gon was going to use his pulse somehow to flip Gido up in the air. I thought he was going to cast his line and catch the base of his prosthetic and the pole part that like lets him spin, acting as a top himself. Not trying to stop the spinning, but have the spinning kind of lasso his line around the prosthetic and have the spinning tie up his line and Gon just pull back on his fishing rod, sending him up in the air. But no, even Gido kind of predicted that. Gon is smarter than both me and him. And he just said, fuck it, why not just sending him flying in the air? I'll send the whole fucking tile he's standing on in the air with him. Gon got some strong ass hooks and string. I'm gonna need to find out where he bought that, because ain't no Bass Pro Shop selling that premium stuff. I need that for fishing. But bruh, the smarts to make it look like he missed ended up being a perfect cast, catch the lip of the tile, and the strength required to lift the entire tile up that high, where the entire tile flew above him and came falling down on Gido too. And I guess he did open a 2-ton door, and we've seen him send opponents flying out of the ring in lower levels with just a punch, and that was before any of his proper training of Nen with Wing. He was also never this pissed off before. I feel like the emotions have a big part to play. He was pissed, knowing what they did to Zushi, And he having none of that. Never threaten, hurt, endanger, do nothing to one of Gon's friends. We've seen him get brutalized by Canary for getting to Killua. And everything he went through at the estate altogether, Bloody Knuckles ain't nothing here. He's showing Gido he is not one to fuck with. Gon is cold as hell, destroying his prosthetic. I thought he was gonna just hit him with the uppercut or the right hook to the jaw. Nah. Fuck you and your disability. I'm gonna destroy your prosthetic. And now Gido can't even move around. So Gon is now 2-1. Got his first deserved win under his belt. Next up was Killua. We've yet to see Riehvelt up until this point. This match had a lot going on for sure. First actual match to see out of both of them, Killua and Riehvelt. Just like Gon was emotionally charged and angry, you bet Killua was too. That's why he said there's no way he's letting him win. Loved Riehvelt saying, he may be a professional out there, but Heaven's Arena is my turf. Like, bruh, let's take a step back and assess the situation in the reality. The fact this kid scared your friend so badly that he just ditched your ass and ran away should tell you enough already. But now, you're gonna say Heaven's Arena is your turf. Dude, your turf got you paralyzed and in a dumbass Tonka truck sized wheelchair, and you're nothing but a newbie crusher. All your wins have been up against fresh meat, the greenest of the green. And you're only at floor 200, bro. You're on the first fucking floor of the 200s. You haven't even been anywhere yet. You don't even have 10 wins under your belt. You ain't even a floor master, let alone the first floor master. And you got the audacity to say Heaven's Arena is your turf. Bruh, you and your friends have been getting your asses handed to you by literal 12-year-olds. You're literally facing off against an elementary school kid right now. Slow your roll. Know your place, dude. Chill with the ego. But, dude, both Gon and Killua straight off the rip went hard. Gon with his super speed dash. Killua quite literally fucking teleporting, like jumped so high, so hard, so fast, it looked like he teleported above Riehvelt, came crashing down all Olympics gymnastics style right on top of him, about to karate chop his head off, but this guy has fucking Star Destroyer engines strapped to the back of his wheelchair that are aura fueled. Again, Aura and Nen are so effing unpredictable, man. He can somehow transfer his aura from his body, store it in his wheelchair, and it's used as fuel to fucking send him flying like an F-22 Raptor or something. Plus, pause, this is the biggest thing. I'm going to need some goddamn explaining here out of any number of you because it contradicts my most basic understandings of the world and Nen within. The commentator stated over the microphone that Riehvelt stores his aura in his wheelchair and dishes it out to escape and maneuver. So, what the fuck, guys? Apparently, I guess, then everybody does know about Aura and Nen. Who the hell's the wrong one here? Episodes ago, like the very first episode we even met Wing, like one of the first things he ever told Gon and Killua was that Aura is something next to nobody knows exists, even though it is inside everyone. It is never tapped into. Therefore, even fewer people know what Nen is, and it is never trained. And because it is such a powerful tool, it can be dangerous in the wrong hands. It is kept quite esoteric, under the rug, under the mattress, low key, practically held sacred. That's obviously not direct quotes, but that's essentially the exact gist of what I got in that episode. Because that's what has been instilled in my mind for I don't know how many episodes back that was, but that was my basic understanding because that's what I paid attention to. And that is what Wing led me to presume by what he was stating. Now, is that true? Or is Wing some idealist gatekeeper as the master he is and hyperbolizing it all? Because clearly it is revealed that here the cat's out of the fucking bag. somebody is bad at keeping secrets. So the audience does indeed know what aura is. So they do probably know what's going on during the matches. Albeit maybe the really complex techniques like Hisoka's match against Castro, where only true masters could comprehend or read what's going on, keep up with what's happening. While something as simple and dumb as Riehvelt's Star Destroyer chair is something a baby could understand. Now I'm just confused. Now the fucking Nen TV from last episode can at least start to make a little bit more sense if there are indeed Nen cameras and shit. Just still don't even get me started how that shit still makes no sense focusing your eyes on a TV screen to make shit appear. I'm just going to stop and drop it right now. Let's calm down. Not even going to bring that stupid scene up again. So, one or all of you active conversationalists with me that I engage with, please explain this to me because now I am confusion. And then, moving on, Riehvelt literally whips out 2 snakes out of his chair. The most random shit ever. Gido uses tops. Kind of makes sense because he literally looks like one. He's literally standing on one fucking peg leg. Riehvelt has snakes. Like, what the hell? Nothing is predictable whatsoever. There is no possible way one could ever predict. Oh yeah, guy in a rocket wheelchair definitely uses snake rope whips. Huh? And not only that, but they also bite your opponents to latch onto them. But not only that, they're also fucking electrified and shock with 1 million volts. But even I was like, yeah, you totally don't know your opponent. Riehvelt saying before the match, Killua doesn't know his powers. Heaven's Arena is his turf. Well, here you're finding out the script couldn't have flipped harder. Everywhere is Killua's fucking turf, okay? And you don't know his powers. This kid is an assassin, a killer. He was literally tortured in a dungeon immediately before competing here. This kid grew up getting tortured as a part of his training. Oh, I want to play outside. Nah, time to get tortured. If anything, Killua looks like he fucking harnesses lightning, okay? With that hair and those blue eyes, he looks like a lightning god. Looks like he ought to be holding a fucking Chidori in his hands. In 2 matches in a row, Gon throws Gido up in the air. Killua throws Riehvelt in the air. What an embarrassing group of stooges we got. Newbie crushers getting crushed by newbies, fried to a crisp. So now, Killua is 2-0, Gon 2-1. So both tied in wins. Interesting how Killua told Gon that he only won because of the way I am, which sounds like there's more to him than either I know as a viewer or even Killua may know. I seriously think Killua might have abilities to like either pass down through blood from his family, kind of like the Keki Genkai from Naruto, or mutant from like X-Men. Is he able to withstand electricity simply through training? I don't even understand how you train to just be immune to 1 million volts of lightning. Or is it something to do with his family? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, you see a kid with pale skin, blue eyes, silver hair. I can't be the only one to think he be knowing some electric powers and shit, like Storm from X-Men or Kakashi or something. Like, it's like Gon wearing green as though it represents him being one with nature, or someone with fire abilities wearing red. It just feels like something here with Killua, okay? And I just found it so hilarious. Riehvelt just got fucking electrocuted with his own whips by Killua, and now he has to prepare for fighting up against Gon now, who he just witnessed throw his partner in the air with the tile underneath his ass and drop the giant tile right on top of him, and then no mercy ground slammed his prosthetic clean in half with just his fist. All morale has to be at an all-time low, realizing you fucked up big time, but Riehvelt has to fight because he's at 3 losses on his record now. 4 losses, you got to start from the beginning. Therefore, do you either want to lose by being a scared little bitch, or by at least trying to win, but most likely still getting your ass beat? Lose-lose. And Killua being impressed by Gon, already have an idea for his match up against Riehvelt is pretty important to me to understanding even more of Gon's mindset and thought processes. Killua understands Gon well. He sees him as someone who can't really stand being on the sidelines or being a mere spectator. Even when the fight is not physically his own, in his mind and in spirit, he's always fighting, strategizing. He's in that zone and that mindset. He has that fighter spirit. And you saw Hisoka standing in the distance watching them, and you just know he likes what he's seeing for sure. We know from a couple episodes ago he's feigning his loyalty to the Phantom Troop, masquerading as a sincere, legitimate member of the criminal organization. What other movies? Now that I'm just thinking of this right now, kind of an interesting question. Like, what other movies or shows have had this twist? It's like a popular theme or a popular plot line or a popular character archetype for movies and TV shows to have the undercover character. I can't remember specific movies and TV shows. It's actually I know them, but they're all pissing me off. It's like literally Severus Snape masquerading as a Death Eater for Dumbledore's sake in Harry Potter is like a really clear example. The Departed could be another one, probably the best one. Good example when DiCaprio's character goes undercover to infiltrate the mob. What else? It's always going to be mob movies. Donnie Brasco, Face Off to such an extent that you swapped fucking faces. Literally aren't like the first two Fast and Furious movies about going undercover. Am I tripping? And then I can actually think of a lot of Asian films that use this storyline and this plot development for characters, and I just can't remember the names to them. But I feel like that's maybe not ironic, or not coincidental for some cultural reason. Like, ooh, I feel like Hisoka might have some similarities to The Raid 2, if you haven't seen that. The Raid and The Raid 2. Oh, great Asian filmer and great franchise. Ah, man, people actually really underappreciate cinema outside of Hollywood because I can just think of so many amazing Japanese, Chinese, Korean films that I nobody's gonna ever watch because nobody even thinks of it. But I digress. Sorry for the tangent. I was just thinking because that's an interesting thing. We know Hisoka is not undercover in a sense because he's not working for anybody else, only himself, I believe. So more so just literally just masquerading. And he said at the end of that episode, as he took the fake spider tattoo off his back, that he has new friends and it's time to hunt. Clearly, at least to me, he is talking about those he has met and come to know and be familiar with throughout his time during the hunter exam. And, ooh, interesting thought, maybe that's why he goes through the hunter exam in the first place, to seek out strong people. The strongest people would probably be in the hunter exam. And this is like one of the first years he's actually met a group of people and one specific person Gon he actually is interested in so much and sees potential to maybe join him or keep tabs on. That's why he finishes the exam this time around, because this is not his rookie year, but he's failed out or been kicked out or just left, and he's never finished it before, even though he could have. And not just for the simple fact that his task required a human hunter's license with Illumi this time around, but I feel like he stuck around because he wanted to. I don't know. Maybe that's just a possibility. Just a dumb idea, maybe. But his friends are obviously, the friends he's referring to are obviously Gon, Killua, Kurapika. I don't know about Leorio. And Illumi, maybe. The fruit are ripened, and he's seen both Gon and Killua fight now in the 200s. He already knows Killua's potential, or perhaps his lethality, like any info Illumi has shared over the time they've known each other. Just assuming, as a Zoldyck, and the most promising one at that, he's strong and powerful. While Gon still had much proving to do for him, but we keep seeing Hisoka in this episode. He keeps cutting him like several times, so we gotta be approaching the end of this arc soon, and visually letting us know to get ready for the York New arc and the Phantom Troop arc, whatever that's gonna be, and to connect the dots that some recruitment probably gonna happen and shit's gonna go down. So, Killua was supposed to fight Gido, but Gon fucked him up so badly, he called it quits. He literally can't fight because he can't even walk or move around. So Killua's 3-0. Time for Gon to face Riehlvelt. Imagine being Riehvelt, man. Your guy Sadaso gets threatened and scared so badly that he just ditches you and disappears totally off the map, MIA. Says sorry, but I'm out, best of luck to you. Then you get electrocuted by your own weapons. Then your last remaining partner with you gets so badly injured against the guy you're about to fight right now that he doesn't even return, and he's also out. So now you started as a trio, all cocky and shit, and then there were two, and then there was one. And you have to fight, because if you lose, you gotta start from the beginning. So Riehvelt gotta be thinking, man, I'm fucked either way. And Gon doesn't use his fishing pole this time. Smart move. He was actively watching Killua's fight, made the smart rationalization that, a metallic fishing pole is perhaps not the best tool up against electricity. You're holding a legit conduit in your hands to get absolutely zapped to a char. When I'm fly fishing on the river, in Colorado, for example, or someplace, second I hear that thunder roar, that pole instantaneously falling from my hand, and I am on the floor, spread eagle, as low as I can get to the ground. I remember one of the scariest shits in my life, fly fishing on the banks of the Arkansas River, I think, in Colorado. I hear that thunder. We get down to the floor, all three of us, me, my dad, and the guide, that our friend who's a guide that we've been fly fishing for years, and we just instantaneously don't even have to look at each other. And we see a fucking lightning bolt come crashing down, strikes a tree not but 100 feet away from us. So I don't fuck with that. Smart for Gon to not use the fishing rod for that reason. And also just a simple fact, a ranged weapon like that ain't really suited for an opponent who also uses ranged attacks. Better to get close quarters, up close and personal, where Gon shines, in my opinion, and be at that advantage, as most people usually suffer on opposite ends. Say, like, ranged attackers are usually vulnerable to close quarters and vice versa. That's what makes Gon so dangerous to me. He excels at both. Gon is just pure strength and speed. It's so dope. Riehvelt, clearly wary and intimidated by that, so already has his whips in hand, ready to go. Gon just cracking his knuckles, loosening up the wrists and the joints, bends down, picks up a whole ass tile above his head, and flings that thing like a frisbee right to Riehvelt's face, who has no choice but to stop the whip defense and use up his aura in his wheelchair to evade that attack, which is exactly what Gon's plan was. So not only are you strong and fast, but you got the brains too. And again, cuts to Hisoka. Hisoka is playing it out in his head, running the game plan and strategy in his head we saw, showing just how well thought out Gon had this fight. To me, kind of mirroring Hisoka when he reviewed his own match, back to, what's her name? I don't even know her name, but the Nen Stitch girl. Almost kind of mirroring it in a way, showing that Gon is indeed clever. I mean, he was clever enough to trick Hisoka the first time on Seville Island, which impressed him, and that was old Gon. Hisoka, I feel like this shot of him is meant to display how impressed he is yet again by Gon's cleverness. Almost like you can break the third time's going to be the charm. Where Gon will impress Hisoka the third time is when he finds a clever strategy to punch him in the face and return that badge. And then they're going to be buddy-buddy. Who knows? Or they're going to be teaming up. I don't know. Gon had it all planned out. Take what worked in the first match, take away Riehvelt's main advantage, which are the whips, force him to come to him, which he did by evading and moving forward, and close combat is the more advantageous to Gon, and Riehvelt is the one having to play defense and evade, which always leaves you off balance, out of your element, because you have to deviate from your game plan. Then it's just down to who's better at adapting in this moment, high stretch situations, and it's Gon. Grabs the whip out of his hands. Now Riehvelt was just left with nothing, and I just love Gon. I actually thought he was gonna maximum power that motherfucker, like on some Emperor Palpatine type shit. but we know Gon at the end of the day ain't that kind of person just going killing someone if he don't need to. If anything, it's more cold and more sick of him that he made Riehvelt think he was about to die or something, starts foaming out the mouth from a panic attack or fear, knocks himself unconscious from it. Easy win. Gon just sticks his tongue out. The disrespect. I'd rather get teabagged and my dead body shot at in a game of Call of Duty than have a kid stick out his tongue out at me after beating my ass. Typical Gon. He must have been like, man, you've been through enough already. And this is why we love him. That personality ain't changing on him. Now, Gon and Killua are both tied 3-3. Gon just has that unfortunate one loss on his record that we're just going to brush to the side and forget about. Most importantly, I have to add 2 more arms to the arm count. So, where are we at now? We're always gonna go down the list. 2 arms cut off by Hisoka, that guy in the tunnel. Hanzo breaks Gon's arm. Gon breaks Illumi's arm. Gon gets his arm broken again. Hisoka gets both of his arms cut off. Gon breaks both of Riehvelt's arms. So the tally is at 9 now, right? Jesus. 34 episodes, 9 times have arms been in some way mutilated, broken, or cut off. Will we reach double digits? And if so, when? How high will the count go? I will have to wait and see. Or wait, is it 11? Do we want to count Castro getting his arms impaled by Hisoka's cards as 2 or nah? I personally don't think so. It ain't really the same getting some cards kind of punctured in you versus just getting them broken or cut off, you know? Kind of different. So I'll keep it at 9 officially. But to end the episode, that hallway scene with Gon and Hisoka at opposite ends was so dope. I would just screenshot that or find it online and make that my wallpaper. That was sick. I was saying, Gon already had 1 legitimate win under his belt against Gido before the Riehvelt match, so he could have challenged him right then and there. All Hisoka said originally was, win a match in the 200s and I'll accept a challenge from you. Well, now Gon got 2 legit wins. Impressed Hisoka very much. So much so, Gon didn't even have to go find Hisoka himself. Hisoka came to him. Almost kind of displays how eager Hisoka is to get in that ring and fight him. See his ripened fruit in action. He can't wait. Gon has impressed Hisoka so much, and he has actually been deemed so worthy by Hisoka that Hisoka is not only willing to fight him, but wants to fight him. And we know how serious that is with him, from the subtle philosophy, moral hints we've gotten in the past, namely from like that conversation with Illumi back on Zevil Island. So that's exciting. We're finally reaching this moment I've been waiting for since, I don't even know when that episode was. Like, what episode was that when Gon stole Hisoka's badge and Hisoka just punched him in the face and made that statement to him that's been in his mind this entire time? That had to be like before episode 20, right? It's all a blur. Or a little after, before? I don't know. I don't remember, but it has to be at least 10 episodes again, right? But this will be dope. Gon denying himself this entire time the title of Hunter and the usage of his badge until he can answer to that challenge Hisoka set in words and therefore a part of Gon's destiny. And I love those freeze frames that are so artistically illustrated. They're so dope. Like a mixture between pencil illustration and paint on glass. Reminds me of both Mob Psycho 100's art style, but reminds me exactly of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. At the end of like pivotal episodes, they would do exactly this too, and they were so gorgeous and badass. And they literally would display, like, it would bring out an emotion in you and goosebumps sometimes, at least for me, that let you know, brace yourself for the next episode. I wish I could find them somewhere online, but I don't even know what to call them besides like freeze frames, but you can never find them, and I forget what episodes you saw them in. My favorite is the one with, I'm actually going to look it up. I'm going to cut here, and if you see them on screen, it's because I actually found them, because I need to show this one. My favorite one, I think it's in the episode 50s or early 40s or something. where it's King Kai, Tien, Yamcha, Shiatsu, and Piccolo after they all died, and you found out that the kami saved their bodies and sent their spirits to King Kai's world to train. And it's my favorite because that shit made me cry, or at least tear up, or just an overwhelming sense of emotion that episode, because it was so sad, but then like that happiness at the end, that determination, that confidence boost. Oh man, and that art style with like Goku looking so encouraged and determined, and then you had our favorite characters who have passed away, the halos over them, and they're gonna get ready to train, and they're all oh man, I have to find that. This episode can be described in 3 words. Too fucking good. This is one of those episodes of anime, where like your whole day could have been absolute shit. Nothing went right. Things just didn't go your way at all. Exhausting day. You're tired, upset, annoyed, blah, blah, blah. And the cool down, chill, you go to watch some anime. Take your mind off. And here was 22 minutes spent watching pure entertainment, forgetting everything that be going on in the real world. Everything's good now. But yeah, overall feelings. I love how the friendship forged between Gon and Killua over the shared experience in training and combat, alongside the mutual love of battle, was just on full display here. The respect they give one another, all you need is that smile and that thumbs up from one another, and that speaks volumes. And Riehvelt was just their shared punching bag this episode. I love how Gon isn't necessarily the more flashy one, but he's just more gritty, the basics. Basic ideas, but creative. You know what? I don't even really know how to describe that. But he takes it to the extreme. Like, okay, literally just picking up the floor and throwing it. Like, he did that twice. It's like his new signature move or something. Whereas Killua, he's almost more acrobatic. I don't know. Killua teleports above to flank from behind, withstands the electrocution and sends him flying in the air, catches him in his arms and electrocutes the both of them, knowing only he can withstand it. It's like more of a show where Gon's just like, that's what I'm trying, just 2 different styles. And just the dichotomy of Killua wanting and trying to veer away from his previous life, yet those skills gained from that lifestyle are what make him strongest. Doesn't want to be that person, yet he continues to use everything he's learned from that past life, showing up where he isn't meant to be by shadow stepping, making his threats loud and clear. He will walk over anyone he pleases. Interesting to watch him return to discreet threats and blackmail, being compelled by his instincts, especially as someone who insists on following the rules, yet playing dirty at the same time. At least, it's all for the sake of his friends. If anything, yeah, these arena matches aren't much to care about. His behind-the-scenes business and his underworld schemes are much more interesting to me. Gon is clean. Killua ain't. Remember what he said to Wing? Quick and dirty is always better. And he's just following his own beliefs, his own words. And the more you watch these arena fights, the weirder I feel almost. Like the lady behind the desk, remember she touted about how you're fighting for glory and honor instead of money and just being the best. But you're seeing people fight for the titles and the materials that come with it. There's still gifts, there's still materialism. Progressing not for personal glory or for honor, but because there's still a prize. And the only way is up. And you get there any way you can. People willing to cheat, willing to kidnap a child, willing to kill somebody in cold blood. We've seen people get killed and mutilated. And these spectators buy tickets to watch this shit and they eat it up. It's like you're not to watch people fight for honor, but because they want to see this stuff. It's like watching NASCAR for the crashes, or hockey when the glove comes off, Like imagine Sadaso, Gido, Riehlvelt when they first arrived to the 200 floor together, full of confidence, just 3 dreamers, aspiring fighters, perhaps completely different people with totally opposite attitudes back then, possibly even naive, and that's where they suffered from the initiation. Before they were initiated and left deformed, disabled, scarred, and then they succumbed to the toxicity this place emanates, and now they become who we see for the first time of them. It's what happens when you stay in a place like this for too long. It's like, remember in the Goblet of Fire Harry Potter, when they're like, You change inside this maze.
We'll face something even more challenging. You see, people change in the maze. Oh, find the cup if you can, but be very wary. You could just lose yourselves along the way.
That's what I imagine this is. You change in this place. It really, really does strongly and rather perfectly convey this idea I have shared, and you guys have shared too back, that morality is very malleable. It's very thin to non-existent in this world. Morality fails, morality doesn't prevail. Morality is flawed. It's taken over by something else. This arc is really stretched even thinner this veil of morality, glossing over and excusing the morally questionable or the macabre with triumphant happy music and smiles of young kids, the filter of childhood innocence, friendship, growth, success, action, adventure, suspense, triumph. What feels like the good prevailing the bad is really a dark world absent of morality or goodwill. Essentially, the real world, how the world is and not what it should be. I don't know how to word it very well, but I think you know what I mean because we've discussed this before a very few times. But yeah, episode 34, Chef's Kiss. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hitting the like button to let me know is awesome, and better yet, subscribe to my channel to stay in the loop on all of my future content. Keep the conversation going down in the comments below so I can connect with you all, build this community. You know that's the most important thing to me. Follow me on social media for my photography and a more personal side if you'd like. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time, thank you, be happy, and I hope you have a good one. Peace.